Greetings and welcome back to Reforged. So, last time, we did an assassination mission in which we decided not to assassinate. So, we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, do we have any other quests? We have to try to kill a Ruffin. I'm assuming if we do the, like, scavenge and stuff. So let's see here. Actually, wait, before I do anything else, how are we looking? We could do with a little bit of healing. Let's head to the camp physician here. Can we heal? No? Trade? Ooh, we could buy some canteen. How much money do we have? Instantly recover some stamina. That's actually good for when we're doing some, battling, which could be useful. Let's actually do that. Inventory. Let's throw. Can we only? No, there we go. Equip. There we go. This is out of battle, eh? There. All right. So while we could do some training, we do have a talent point. We can put things in here. Lower stamina. I'm just curious if we ever did get a... whatever, we can go do that. We have our axe. Let's do a little scavenging, see what happens. You get out of the camp and go to the surrounding forest to replenish your supplies, heading towards unknown adventure. Wandering around the countryside, you meet a group of travelers. They appear deeply worried, huddling around one of their companions who is lying on the ground. Ask you for help. Apparently their friend ate some kind of weird mushroom. Oh. Medical aid, he will lose his life. Yeah, sure. Let's use an antidote on him. The effect is instantaneous. The condition is already improving. Now fully conscious, the man thanks you for saving his life. As a token of gratitude, he gives you a precious ring. Ooh, a signet ring? Yeah, sure, I'll grab that. Say your goodbyes and part your ways. I mean... I guess I'll take the poisonous plant just to sell it. Oh! Your way back is unexpectedly blocked by several thuggish-looking peasants. They demand money. Promise not to hurt you if you pay. The passage fee is 38. You know what? These are peasants. We're in the middle of a war. It's only 38. Peasants turn out to be true to their word and let you go without giving you any more trouble. Oh. 2 dozen militiamen. You'll be spending the next few days doing hard physical labor. Not too long. Prestige rank success. Alright, cool. I guess we can head back to the Lamba. I don't even know where to start. There is no limit to my gratitude. You don't need to say anything. I didn't do this for praise or reward. I trust my feelings, and so I did what my heart told me to. I made my choice, and now I'm ready to face my fate. Since my childhood, my father instilled the idea that dying for your country is the highest honor in my mind, and these words become for me the truth equal to Holy Scripture. That night, lying in the tent with your sword at his throat, he was ready to do just that, to die, as his concept of honor requires, and finally find the death that he had been looking for so many years. If you had killed him, my life would have ended too. I would spend the rest of my short days trying to seek revenge, and would willingly throw myself at the sword of the first English soldier I saw. But what you did, you didn't just let my father live. You have proven that it's not all about killing and dying for your country. You've broken this vicious and endless cycle of death, where every drop of blood spilled serves as a seal of guarantee that more and more blood will flow, and so on without an end, until no one is left alive. You showed me that there is another way, and it will lead you, no, all of us, to the light. And with these words, Eva takes a ring off her finger and holds it out to you. Please, take this. I want you to have it as a reminder of the hard choice you found the strength to make. And as something to remember me by. But there is something else. It feels wrong for us to part just like that. Oh! Oh God! Oh! Okay, it wasn't so bad. I was maybe hyping that up, but that was... Why did she have a collar and chain? A redstone ring. Health recovery each turn +1. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, we could trade some of these rings in for some money. Falconry glove. Strong ale. We could buy some more. First, let's sell that. Do we want to sell... I don't want to sell that. Inventory. It gives us all the vitality and the prestige. So how much? 4 vitality. I'd be willing to get rid of that just to get honestly, maybe we should take out the loot. Ooh, Danish axe. Oh, it's the same as what we got. Okay. Could sell the signet ring. Think that could be needed? Nah, I'm fine with selling that. And you have a bandage, but that's for bleeding, which could be useful, but and we can't travel anywhere. Alright, well let's socialize. No, nothing there. Well, what do we want to do for now? I would find and kill Ruffin. Guess we could do some training. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we could probably do a little bit more of training. Hog butter, compare with equipped. And gives more agility and coordination penalty. But more limb coverage, and more torso basically, but nah. Ooh. Yeah, why not? Let's buy some more medicine that we can toss. Oh, we can't. Oh, this is for after battles. Yeah, I remembered. Oh, we need leg and neck armor. Ooh. I'll buy some of that. A chainmail gorget. Pagan amulet. Avantel. No, I think we'll be good. Let's equip some of that, and then I don't really feel like we can do much else. Chance to successfully recover, stamina recovery. Endurance. Chance to hit lightly. Alright, we'll do one in agility. Alright, now best not to do anything else except, I guess, take a look at the trade. Yeah, there we go. Serpent pendant. anything that's any good? Gamston, Marauder's Dream. Nah. Nope. Alright. Oh. Throwing knife. Danish axe. Wish we could find like a better axe. Oh, actually, you know what I should have done? Repair equipment? Yeah, nothing needs to be repaired. Thought you could, sell me any weapons, but nah. Reduces bleeding effect. We can throw this bandage in. Parrying dagger, fancy shoes, strong ale. Soldier's axe. Oh, just less damage. Man, I was really wishing something else would pop up. No, I don't want to spend that money on that. Alright. I'm just waiting for it to, don't have any time left. There we go. Failing to kill William de Roche put an end to any hopes of defeating the French. Over the next week, several English lords, unwilling to admit the unfavorable outcome of the war, test the French's strength in the way of multiple skirmishes near Cambrai walls. None of them were of any real significance, though, and there was no serious success. As de Roche gradually recovers and regains control over the army, the French troops become more and more militant, proving the seriousness of their intent and forcing Edward to speed up negotiations. A formal truce was concluded shortly thereafter, ceasing active fighting. The siege had not yet been lifted really, but high-ranking English commanders and knights, as well as their retinues, were allowed to move freely through the town gate in and out. While the patrols were still there and arms were still kept at the ready, it was clear to everyone that a full-fledged peace treaty was around the corner. As per tradition, a peace treaty ending hostilities between the two kingdoms is followed by a joint hunt. This is going to go poorly, I can just imagine. This time, the hunting grounds were chosen to be the forest west of Cambrai, an area owned by the de Lambert family. Among the 50 noblemen on both sides who were accompanying the two sovereigns, naturally there was the Earl. You were chosen among the other... Really? The royal hunt looks surprisingly just like a regular one, reminding you of the times your father would take you along on them. The only difference is that you and your father had never decided the fate of an entire continent while stalking a boar. Also, ale and wine do not flow like a river exactly. You were enlisted as a guard, but this duty feels like you are hodman so far. As you accompany the Earl, you keep his retinue somewhat at a distance from the king and their retinues. All you do is bring bottles full of wine and return. In the constant commotion around you, you keep spotting familiar faces among the noblemen. Just ahead is the prince, who is accompanying the kings. The kings, it looks like, are more thrilled by the hunt than the tiny legal details of the peace agreement. The Earl interchanges remarks with de Roche, who barely escaped death, recalling the war in Scotland. From the son of it, they managed to scar each other more times than one. Thomas Marshall, who has been defeated by de Roche, has been set free and now laughs loudly over something with the French commander of Cambrai, who had been taken captive during the last assault and also granted freedom. Count Sunderland? Alright, this is a lot of people. It's Fulton Everly, who's hired Utan just recently. You can take this for anything but a peace negotiation conferred by the leaders. At the third hour, you start by being pretty wary of gimme this, gimme that kinds of requests. Every now and then you take a few good sips from the bottles you bring to your superiors, gradually losing focus. Oh, well, here we go. Oh boy. I see people around begin to fall. Still gathering your wits, you stumble over a huge body that had just collapsed. As you rise from the fall, you recognize it as Fulton Everly. His face is covered with blood, and there's a crossbow bolt sticking out his throat. Sobered by this unexpected sight, you jump to your feet, just to find yourself in the middle of mayhem. Around you is the most confusing fight you've ever witnessed. Only with great difficulty can you tell apart likely allies from likely foes. Both Earl Northampton and Prince Edward are nowhere to be seen, and the sole face familiar to you belongs to Count Canterbury, who, surrounded by a bunch of his men, is fighting with the bodyguards of the French king. Having finally distinguished friends from foe, you immediately join the battle. Alright. Let's get to it. Who are we fighting here? What do you got? You got a nice little shield, man-at-arms. Best to split your shield early. Ha, missed. There, shield broken. What's your armor looking like? What if I did an overhead strike? Could do it on the body, but you got your armor. What's your limbs? Got a little neck cover, but not particularly worth going for. Let's just go for the limbs. Alright, let's go to defense and then recover here. Canteen used. Missed. Let's do another recover. Man, really missing, isn't he? Let's do another recover. Yeah, I figured he was gonna do that. Overhead strike. What do we got? What if we go here? We can do another limb. We could try to go for the neck. How's your head? Yep. Oh, pretty much a lot of head armor. Let's go for your limbs. We can just keep hacking off your limbs. I'm really hoping we can do damage. Missed. Nice. Alright. Think we can get him in the neck? 73%. Let's go for it. Nice. Head chopped off. Decapitation. Alright, cool. Oh, okay, who are you? You don't have a shield, so that's nice. You have a mesa. You do have a little bit of helmet. Do you have anything? You have some neck armor. And more. Let's recover a little bit. Success. Alright, that's fine. If you're gonna just blind me a bit. Alright, what would be a good way? I guess we could try to start splitting his armor. Uh, 66 to chop his head armor. What if we did this? 86, let's go for it. Yeah, that's his helmet done. Overhead strike. Ooh, 48% chance on the head. What if we lost a bit of fatigue there? And then did... I could do a feint, but axes are not good with feints. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it. Let's actually just sit back and recover. And now, maybe 43% on a defense. Let's see. 63. Oh, 83. Yeah, let's do 83. Nice. And he's bleeding. Alright, I'm gonna recover. And head. Missed. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. I can still hit him once and then we'll be good. Or we can just wait. Overhead. Yeah, alright. 83, come on, hit. Nice. Skull split open. The situation on the battlefield is changing. I'd like to recover my fatigue. We didn't get injured, so that's actually pretty good. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Proceed. Ooh, a knight. Esquire, I guess. Oh, and look at that shield. He's got a good shield. And a combat axe. This dude is decked out. Alright, well, let's see here. Overhead strike. Not much. What if we, chopped armor? Shield bash. Got knocked down. Alright, we gotta recover. Partially blocked by armor. Alright, alright. What if we did an overhead strike? Did you have any? I'm assuming you had some neck. Yeah, you got quite a bit of neck. Alright. Body. 1 damage? Oh, dear lord. Alright, yeah, no, we need items. Chop armor. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright, come on. Missed. And then we got injured, but you know what I mean. What do we got? Strength reduced by 7. Oh yeah, we are going to lose on this. Not enough stamina, of course. Now we do. Blocked with shield. Ugh. Okay, I don't think we're gonna win this fight. Oh, what if we did just a normal chop? Block the shield. Yeah, we have to get rid of this shield. So we'll do a quick recover. Alright, I should have been focusing on this shield because that was the main issue. But split shield. It's gonna take what, 4 to totally get rid of it? No, 3. Not enough stamina. Alright. That was my bad. And we need to recover again. Oh, cool. He recovered. Alright, shield done. Now, if we recover... What can we do? What can we do? Overhead strike. Okay, we can hit. almost anything. How's his limbs? Alright, I should try to go for his limb armor. Nice, miss. Esquire, chop armor, limbs. Only 3? I mean, I guess it goes... There we go. See, limbs armor is 4 now. Alright, we gotta recover even more. You know what? Just so I don't have to do any more recovering. Chop armor. Limbs. 4, 4, 4. 3. Alright, that's fine. Right? Come on, miss. Not miss. Alright, he's got no limb armor. And we're bleeding. Okay, we're no longer bleeding. Overhead strike. 13. Now he's bleeding. And he missed. Nice. We can recover. If we can overhead strike. Limbs. Arm muscles cut. Ooh. Items. What does strong ale give? Fatigue minus 30. Alright, we gotta recover. And he's gonna recover. Alright. We gotta recover again so I can actually do overhead. Limbs. Oh, so close. Bleed? No. No, it's fine. We won. We can just do a normal limb chop. Yes. Severed artery. Esquire killed. Oh. Round 29. And with your assistance, managed to kill the French warriors. As much as I want to loot the bodies, we need to rest. Unless this is the last fight. I can't tell if that's the last fight or not. Prince Edward standing a little further, bloody sword. He doesn't look like himself. Recognize Northampton. Surrounding them are knights and lords, some of whom are still heavy breathing. Still having no idea what's going on, not daring to break the silence, you freeze, patiently awaiting. As the silence is interrupted by the Earl, standing up and turning for the Prince, he raises his sword into the air and loudly says, "The King is dead. Long live the King." After a moment's hesitation, the crowd surrounding them follows his example. With nobody bothering to explain anything to you, an opportunity to get a full picture of what exactly has happened during the hunt appears only a while later. As it turns out, the peace talks were nothing but a ruse of the French, who came up with an unthinkable villainy, an attempt to assassinate the English king. Spiking the wine with some kind of poisonous brew, they intended to incapacitate the king's entourage, leaving them defenseless. Poison didn't work. That left them with no choice other than just draw their swords and try to take the king's life with steel. What happened afterwards didn't really require an explanation, as you witnessed everything yourself. And yet, as it turns out, the death of the king was enough to sow the seeds of discord. Now the whole army found itself pretty much split into 2 parts, with some of the lords, primarily Canterbury and Sunderland, insisting on the continuation of the war, while others, led by Northampton and Prince Edward, insisting on suing for peace. From the first glance, it might seem cowardly, but according to the Earl, things were not as easy as they seemed. In his own words, the desire to seek peace with the French came not from cowardice or incessant friendliness, but rather from the fact that in this particular case, the French were not the real enemy of the English crown. With a number of clues pointing not at French soldiers, but at Count Canterbury's mercenaries as the real killers of the king. These accusations were also reinforced by De Roche, who once again somehow managed to emerge unscathed and went to several meetings with Northampton, the King Edward. Count Canterbury oversaw the vast finances the crown spent on paying for their military services. On top of that, occupying one of the key positions in the army had the right to a substantial part of any and all war spoils. All this political intrigue, my goodness. Even a peasant could make a pretty logical conclusion that the timely death of the king, who was about to make peace with the French, indeed benefited Canterbury much more than anyone else. Well, besides, I guess, the prince. Decision to make peace. A lot of nobles were displeased with such a turn of events, and yet, despite all the efforts, army did not mutiny. Exhausted by a long and rather unsuccessful campaign, the majority of soldiers and commanders were eager to return home, albeit without much war spoils. However, even though the bulk of the forces remained loyal to the prince, not everyone was willing to obey his orders. As soon as the decision to make peace with the French was announced, Count Canterbury, ignoring any and all subordination, abandoned the army and accompanied by his retinue, and some of the mercenaries sailed back for England. Sensing danger, Prince Edward hastily concluded all of his affairs on the continent, dismissing mercenaries and handing over what remained of the army to Thomas Marshall, returning the men home as soon as possible. After that, the prince, accompanied by his closest retinue and Earl of Northampton, rushed back to England. With the king dead and Canterbury, Northampton Prince Edward now gone, the discipline and what remained by the English army took a serious change for the worse. Bands of mercenaries assembled for this campaign with prospects of generous war spoils, all of a sudden found themselves without a leader and without a war, but with a bunch of unfulfilled promises instead. Considering themselves betrayed and lied to, they started deserting the army en masse, flooding the neighboring regions and spreading a wildfire of small-scale wars and skirmishes all over around this part of the kingdom. Thomas Marshall, left in charge of the army and unburdened with considerations regarding the well-being of France, decided to simply ignore the departure of mercenaries and concentrate his thoughts on getting the remains of the forces, first to Dunkirk, then by sea, back home. The mysterious death of the king, followed by an abrupt conclusion to the war, with England pretty much abandoned, all of the continental allies brought to collapse. This resulted in the Flemish fleet refusing to aid in ferrying. Ugh, a lot of talking, isn't there? Thus, the forces had to be returned home in very small portions. While waiting their turn to go home, you also turned out to be one of these men. By the point the supplies were all gone, you were pretty much left to survive on your own. During these months, many of your comrades, tired of the enforced waiting idleness, willingly transferred to the service of various local lords and seigneurs who were interested in services. You were not tempted by their enticing offers. Oh, rank check failed. You were satisfied with at least managed to survive. I wish we could have joined the Lambas. You decided to stay in Dunkirk for a while. In a few months, the already water supply cut off. Soldiers were basically forced to obtain food for themselves. The temptation to join looters or poachers is great for you, however, after a dozen or two soldiers who were engaged in such activities are caught and sent to a date with the executioner, unwilling to repeat the fate of the comrades executed for violating the law, many soldiers sell off war booty and equipment just to be able to purchase food. Buy food for money. Live from hand to mouth. You have just enough money to live from hand to mouth during the waiting. All characteristics are decreased by 2. Shh. Due to the lack of space on board, none of the ordinary soldiers and militia are allowed to take chests of war booty. Collect your stuff. Transfer. And yeah, no, that's it. Oh, wait, no, collect your stuff. We're gonna bring that with us. And leave the chest behind. You leave Dunkirk on a ship that is heading back to England. During the voyage, we got seasick. The creaking of the ship, Dunkirk, Cambrai. It's time to start a new page in your life. Since you have no relatives or acquaintances in Dover, you, despite the fatigue, intend to immediately go to your native Maidstone, which is about a day's journey from the south coast. However, one of the soldiers who returned with you from France and happened to be a local warns against it. According to him, the surroundings of Dover have always had a bad reputation as a dangerous place for lone wayfarers, especially for those who risk traveling after sunset. Sleep at a tavern? Certainly logical, but the place where he suggests staying for the night does not inspire much confidence. I guess we'll stay. Not enough money? I guess we gotta hit the road. You have met no robbers along the way. The only problem you have faced is... familiar spire of the town hall? You have returned home. Well, there we go. And I think we're gonna save like that here. And then let's just see. The guard in the town was still lazy, the innkeeper was fat, and the cat who lived in the inn was kind and fluffy. The tavern beer tasted the sours before, and the audience inside was all the same dubious. The streets were crowded. Maidstone met you in exactly the same condition as it was when you left for war. The family was overjoyed. Wait, I thought you just said we didn't have any family. All the numerous relatives and acquaintances gathered at the huge table set in honor of your arrival. Beer and wine. The arrival at Dunkirk Castle, the looting of the local arsenal, the first bloodshed, the undercover infiltration, the first visit to the de Lambert estate and the communication with Eva, the triumph, the personal meeting with William de Roche. We're just straight up telling them, yeah, no, we didn't kill him. We're just gonna say that. However, the feast arranged in your room ends, numerous guests leave, and you return to reality. Turns out to be harsh. Things are not going well on your father's farm, and thus feeding another mouth off it, especially one as voracious as yours, is clearly not going to be possible. Therefore, joining your younger brothers who work with your father is not an option. Huddling in your parents' house, which even without it's already full of children, turns out to be extremely inconvenient and somewhat inappropriate. After checking in with old acquaintances, you find an empty house on the outskirts, rented out for a generally acceptable sum. And we had to go to the town loan shark. This is how a new and this time peaceful stage of your life begins. You also get a place to store your belongings, chest and safe. Hey, we got that. So, without any further ado, we'll end it there. I want your guys' opinion on how things are going and everything. So, leave any comments and suggestions and thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like, leave a dislike if you dislike, but tell me why, and I shall see you all later.